I did just auto that the end of that Ultimus 7 raid fight. Um, Team is performing perfectly. Really no issues with that. I want to go in. I'm going to see if I have any alliance war fights that I can kind of do a war fight with them. Particularly with the Asgardians would be something I would be looking at. And then I'm going to see if I can maybe do a Blitz fight with the Black Order and just see how that team performs against them. So far, looking at them, I'm thinking, strong counters are definitely going to be Black Order. I could see the Marauders giving them a little bit of a hard time. I don't really see any high Asgardians in this area that I would like to take into. Or at least nothing that's really worth the attack. So let's see what we can do as far as a blitz, and maybe we can get some good blitz characters to go up against. Um, let's see what we got. So far, I mean, this team, they're pretty strong as far as the actual collection power. I've got them at 403k. And again, kind of bringing them down for the moment is Anti-Venom and Scream. As I start gearing them up a little bit better, again, that team will start coming together better. Um, this should be an interesting matchup. I'm actually not too sure how this will go. Um, but this is a nice little test of the team. A little bit of a punch up on my end with the power. So let's just kind of see if they are able to handle kind of that Phoenix. I think there was a Black Bolt, Invisible Woman, Magneto, and a Juggernaut. So basically, I guess the concept of this team, they're looking at you've got the debuffs with Magneto. Black Bolt is just a powerhouse. Invisible Woman, cleanses. Juggernaut's a pretty solid tank. So everyone is blinded. So everyone is going to miss this first turn. And this will be a good test to see if this team can really, if they have their first turn blocked, see how they are able to kind of recover from that. So I'm going to go in. Let's go ahead and apply immunity to everyone. Now, Scream is on the verge of death over here, so let's see if we can get her healed up and see what we can do with that. Um, all right, so this is definitely a little better test of the team, I would say. Okay, so Scream did just die. So that's actually, in a funny way, I think that's kind of good because we can see how we can get her revived. Um, so to just go back down to 2 speed just so it's a little easier to follow. Um, so I think what I'm going to do here, typically when you are facing a Phoenix, you don't want Phoenix to go into Dark Phoenix mode, so I'm going to avoid attacking her as much as possible. I especially want to try to get Scream back on the field. So let's see if we are able to do that. Um, Anti-Venom healed himself up a little bit. We are going to he healed Venom, which I'm kind of surprised he didn't heal himself. So I'm gonna have to look at that basic. So it might just be the ally versus himself. So his heals might just be dependent then on kind of Symbiote Spider-Man's passive. So we're gonna spread the debuffs from Invisible Woman over. And as you can kind of see, this team is, they're essentially called a snowball team. So they start out pretty slow, and then as they kind of keep going, they start building up. Um, so it was looking a little bit scary at the beginning, just with the way things were handling. Anti-Venom's res is up, so let's go ahead and pop that and get Scream back on the field. Um, Invisible Woman just died, so we will finish taking out Juggernaut, and then I think this actually should be a pretty easy fight to win now at this point. So that definitely helps their mechanics. If you are able to survive to get Anti-Venom to res, that definitely brings the team back to full power. Part of the problem would be that in the past with the symbiotes, if the way they were able to heal, if symbiote Spider-Man was to die, or if he was targeted first, the team would kind of fall apart, just because there was no one else to heal. So it is pretty cool that anti-venom, enables you to res the dead ally. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to block Phoenix's ability because I don't want her doing any of her actual good moves. I'm going to go ahead and take her out real fast, and I would say this fight is pretty much over. Um, he did pop another heal onto Scream. I'm going to go ahead and use Carnage's special on Black Bolt. And yeah, so for this being kind of a hodgepodge, pretty solid Blitz team, I think the Symbiotes handled it pretty well. They did initially, lose Scream, but as you saw with the mechanics, Anti-Venom was able to bring her back to life. And I mean, if you look at my health pool now, I'm ending the fight with 100% health. So this is definitely a pretty solid team. Looks like they are able to handle some of the more made up meta like teams. We'll go in, we'll do another blitz fight, see how that goes, and yeah, I think I'll wrap it up after that and get on to just normal daily play. And so, if anyone has any additional questions on Anti-Venom or just kind of how he works, certainly happy to answer that. Um, Looking at these, let's go ahead. It's certainly a power difference. Let's see how they do against just kind of a shield team. This is a Nick Fury Shield Minions team, so really nothing all that amazing at this point anymore. Definitely part of the old meta. They used to be one of the more solid war defense teams, but they've kind of fallen off in the power scale. So just going to kind of go in. They are a very heavy buff team, so I'm curious to see how the symbiotes start flipping those buffs and kind of like what that looks like for the team. So as you saw, Scream did just die again, but we are not worried about it. We will get her rezzed up pretty much instantly at this point. So as soon as Anti-Venom goes, we will get Scream rezzed and get this team back into fighting form. You are seeing Carnage just do a bunch of speed ups because I did kill a couple allies, or a couple enemies rather. So we do have Scream back. We are going to get her back into full health here shortly. And yeah, so again, this is another team that the symbiotes are just going to kind of pass over. And, really, really happy with how this team is shaping up and what they're looking like. I'll be curious what so he's got offense down. So this should apply offense up to everyone. And oh, we actually got immunity. I'm not really too sure why we got immunity from that. But anyway, regardless, he did still flip a negative buff into a positive. We will go ahead and spread his debuffs down to the shield operative over there. And I think Nick Fury. So Nick Fury has 6, 7, and I can't see what the top one is. I think it's another 3. So he's got 10 debuffs on him. You'll see Carnage's special when there are a bunch of debuffs really just has kind of a crazy amount of damage. He'll probably hit in the 300k range if we can get this taunt off of shield security. But yeah, so I mean, again, this team is basically back to full health. Um, Crazy speeds up. I mean, the enemy team has not gone in quite some time now. And now this guy, he has got an insane amount of debuffs on him. So let's go ahead and pop Carnage's special. So 458k damage. This team is just really pretty cool. Really enjoying the mechanics. Definitely look forward to taking them a bit higher. I'll be curious how Anti-Venom starts to work more when his abilities get T4'd and, I finish up the rest of this team. But overall, very happy. looking forward to everyone else getting anti-venom unlocked, finish unlocking the symbiotes, and then just really kind of playing with this team. Looking forward to, in particular, building them up on mini call and really just having a solid raid team very early on. I definitely think this is going to be my Ultima 7 raid team for mini call. And definitely plan on taking them into Dark Dimension 3, and I think I actually might even take them into Dark Dimension 2. So if anyone has any additional questions or any content they'd like to see, feel free to reach out to me on Discord at Khaleesi in game, either Minicall or Dracaris. And if you did like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a good one.